Hey everybody, this is Bob from Peak Alkalinity. We're going to go through how to install your above counter unit. First of all, you want to take your unit out of the box, figure out which side of the counter actually works best for you, where the outlets are or where your water is underneath. Just, ask your wife where she wants it. And then once you have that done, you can just set the unit up here so we can start working on everything underneath the sink. So this person already had a soap dispenser, so we just pulled the soap dispenser out. Usually you would have to drill a hole through the granite, a 1/2-inch hole, or if you have a stainless steel sink, you could go right through the stainless steel. But since this person already had a hole, we just took a bronze colored cap to match the faucet and put a 1/2-inch hole in that. So besides that, that's all you need. We'll just do everything else underneath. So once you open up the cabinet, you want to distinguish on whether or not you have electrical underneath your sink or not. And obviously this person has electricity. Sometimes if you have a garbage disposal, it only works on a switch, so you'll have to check that. Otherwise, if you don't have electricity underneath here, you'll have to drill a hole, go to where the dishwasher is, and then you can pull the dishwasher out and use a short extension cord to plug in there and bring electrical through the hole. Or you can call an electrician and have them come and put in an outlet. This person has electricity, so we're just going to use that. Next thing you want to do is find out where your cold water line is, which is obvious here. The blue line is the cold, the red is the hot. But if they're both the same color, or if they're both white or both red or what, you just look at it and see which one goes to the dishwasher. That'll be your hot water line. So right here's the cold water line. So we're going to turn off the water, and once we have the water off, we're going to remove the line and put the angle stop in. So once you have the water off, it's a two-way valve. So when it's against it, that means it's off. You'll just have to keep turning until it's off. You'll know the water's off by doing the cold water. Then you'll know it's totally off. Once the cold water's off, the cold water line is off. Here's my towel. Probably should have done that before I took the line off. Should I just start over?
No, I'll just make sure. You can probably just start with make sure there's a towel there.
Okay. So as you're removing the line, you just want to make sure you have something to catch the water that's in the line, a towel or a cup or whatever it is that you'd like to use. I usually just use a towel. Once you have that off, you want to put the angle stop that is supplied with your kit, your install kit. And while you're doing this, it only needs to be snug. It doesn't have to be really tight because there's a rubber washer in there and you don't want to smash it too much. Then you're going to hook the cold water back up. And then you want to grab the other one while you're other nut while you're tightening up the cold water line, just so it doesn't spin. This one you want to snug up a little bit. And so right now that's where your 1/4 inch line goes to your unit. So if it's this way, that means there's no water going to go through there. And so you can turn the water back on to your faucet and you can check it for for any leaks that might be coming through here or here while you're doing the rest of your install. So once you have your angle stop in place, you want to take a 1/4 inch drill bit, put it in your drill, locate where your P-trap is, and if you can, get it behind the P-trap. If not, you get it above the P-trap, and then you just want to put a hole right here. When we hook up the saddle to the drain with the line in there, usually I take and I push this through just so it sticks out just a little ways. So when you get it lined up with the hole, it'll go right in and you know that you're lined up. So once you drill the hole, you're going to put your gasket on there. That'll help stop it from leaking. And there you know that now you know you're in the drain. Once in the drain, put the back side on. Put the 2 nuts on. Once you have those on, you want to make sure that it's nice and snug so you don't get any leaks from in between the gasket and the saddle. And then you can check how snug it is just by trying to turn it. Turn. There we go. There we have it. And then you're going to take this line, you're going to run it up the hole that you drilled up on top. And when you're putting these lines in, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough length to be able to move the unit around so you can change the filters and do the descale. Once you have it in here, you're going to want to move the machine like this to be able to replace the filters in the back. So you want to make sure that you have enough line. And then you can just trim this with a regular pair of scissors that you had at your house. So now we're going to install the pre-filter, and your pre-filter comes with 2 90s with a locking cap, and you're going to put those right in here. You're going to make them nice and snug because that's what your water lines are going to run into. Flip that down. We'll put your pre-filter in there. And then you just want to put it underneath and see where it's going to work the best for your cabinet. So I have the screws in already, so to save some time. After looking at everything, this is the best place for this unit. So I'm leaving enough room so they can remove the filter, take it down, pull it out, and put a new one in. So there's plenty of room for that. You want to make sure you don't have it too close to the bottom of the cabinet to where you can't get the filter out. So once you have the pre-filter in, you can take the line, the 1/4 inch line that is with your unit. You can put it in the water supply. Make sure it pushes all the way to the back of it so you don't get any leaks. And once you figure out where you're going to put your pre-filter, you have that. Just so you don't have too much line hanging around, you can kind of just figure out where it's going to go. Cut the line, and you're going to put it in that little 90 you just shoved up in there. There you go. Once we have that in, we're going to run a line down the top, and we're going to plug it in there. Remove the caps. Believe it or not, I've had one person call me and say they can't get it in there, and they didn't pull the caps out. So this one has a sediment filter, so this is going to go into the inlet. And they're both marked inlet, outlet, so you know which one goes into the drain, which one comes from the supply down below. And you'll know when you hit the back, it's in there. Once we have that, this right away. We'll take and plug the cord in right away so you don't have to lift it back up again. So that'll be ran out here, our outlet's over here. And these are going to be ran out this side. We're not going to plug it in right now. We're going to get everything hooked up, make sure everything is hooked up properly before we plug it in and turn the machine on. And now that you have it all plugged in up top, then you know what length you're going to need to plug it into the pre-filter. Just like that. You want to make sure that none of your lines are in the way of your sprayer, so it works freely. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure everything is hooked up. You got it hooked to the drain, you have it hooked to the water source. Water source is hooked up to the pre-filter, and then the line from the pre-filter is hooked up to the unit. So everything should be good. We'll go up, we'll plug it in, and we'll turn the water on. You're gonna hook your stainless steel line up. Make sure it's straight, easier to screw in that way. And this also has a rubber gasket on it, so you don't have to really crank on it, you just have to snug it up. There we go. Just like that. Everything is hooked up down up here. We'll turn the water on. And if you hooked everything up right, you should hear the water go into the machine and then stop. If the water continues to go, it's not hooked up right, you probably have a leak somewhere underneath. There we go. And usually when you first turn on your machine, you're going to get a lot of sputtering, a lot of air coming through. You're going to see black water come through. That's just from shipping, and with the new filters, it's getting all the air out and it's getting all the sediment out that was done during shipping. But after that, it should all clear up. Let it run for a while you're cleaning everything up. Let your machine run. So, and occasionally while you're cleaning up, look underneath, make sure there's no leaks. And then when you're done cleaning up, you can turn the machine off and check see if there's any water spots anywhere. There's no water spots. Everything is good.